back here with Tom Abbott at Iron Eagle Tactical. We've had a great run with the series on responsible gun ownership. We've talked to you about safety. We've talked to you about storage. We've talked to you about different types of handguns, different types of rifles, different calibers as far as bullets and ammunition, and a whole lot of useful information. And we'd like to kind of give folks another bit of a tutorial on options. And in a lot of cases, what we're going to be talking here about is optics and optical options, I guess, if you want to call it that. And of course, Iron Eagle Tactical carries a lot of different options for your optics.
Absolutely. And optics is the opportune word here. We were discussing that you just recently had a birthday.
Yes.
And determined that you and I are the same age. And one of the things that I found is as I get older and celebrate more of those birthdays, I don't see as well as I used to. You know, when I was 20, 25 and had that fighter pilot vision, I don't have that anymore. So one of the things that I like to do is let people know that there are enhancements out there for their guns, either whether they're rifles or pistols. And I just wanted to show you some of the accessories that we sell at Iron Eagle Tactical that allow you to see the target better. Red dots are a huge thing right now, and what that does is basically you see a red dot and it projects it against the image of whatever it is that you're wanting to shoot at, whether it be a target or an animal or an individual that's breaking into your house. And there's a difference between the red dots and the lasers, so I wanted to go over that a little bit. But flashlights are available for your weaponry, whether it's pistols or shotguns or rifles or whatever you're using for home defense, or you're out in the woods, you know, you need to be able to see stuff. So I just wanted to show you a couple of those. The basic first thing that a lot of people get into, besides the iron sights or the sight picture that comes on their typical shotgun, rifle, or pistol, is a Reflex Red Dot Sight. This one, $35, $40, entry level. It basically projects an LED light from here onto this screen, but not through it. So it's not a laser that projects it. It just puts it up here on this screen so that you can see it whenever you're looking down your field of vision, and that puts a dot on your target. So once you get it dialed in, wherever that dot is, and you pull the trigger, as long as your breath, your grip, stance, and sight alignment are what it's supposed to be, and we'll talk about that when we get to the range, that's where the bullet's going to go. And it's adjustable to get it there. So that's one of the services that we offer. Is that could work on a pistol, that could work on a rifle, work on a shotgun.
Well, and what's interesting about this is sometimes the red dot, as we call it in this particular instance, is a deterrent within itself. Somebody looks down and sees a red dot on their chest, they know that they're probably pretty close to being in some serious trouble.
And as law enforcement will tell you, or security will tell you, deterrence is the best option. You know, you never want to have to go to, you know, pulling the trigger against somebody. So anything that you can deter them, racking a shotgun is a deterrent. A red dot that shows up on somebody, or a green dot in the laser situation, is a deterrent. You know, that makes them think twice. Hesitation, you know, is what you want to de-escalate that situation. We'll go with the pistol next. This is one of my personal favorites, the Kel-Tec PMR 30 rounds of 22 Magnum. We discussed the 22 Magnum earlier. Not only does it have the ability to put a red dot reflex sight on there, this particular one comes on whenever that shade comes off. So if this is your home defense gun, pull that shade off and it's automatically on. You don't have to faddle around with a switch to turn it on. It's on automatically, and we'll get a shot of that on camera. So now I have a red dot sight that's on, plus if it's a nighttime situation, I have a flashlight available to me.
Very nice.
All within the reach of my finger. There's a strobe light feature. Supposed to be. Maybe not on this one. So, and this is ambidextrous, so you can turn it on if you're left-handed and you're shooting left-handed. You've got your touchpad on either side. So this is a good home defense gun. It's 22 Magnum, so it's 30 rounds that you can hold in here. So there's a lot of shots down range you can get if you're a bad shot. This helps you be a better shot and get on target. And for night setup, you do have a flashlight available. So just some of the enhancements. I know anything that I'm working on, I have to have plenty of light. As you can tell, my gun room is lit up like Broadway in here. So I have to be able to see whatever it is that I'm looking at. Moving on to the rifles. This is a bigger red dot sight that's available for any of these rail type systems. And again, we make the rails for these. The red dot is good to about 100 yards on a rifle. You start losing, there's no magnification to it. It just projects the red dot onto a target that you can see in the field of vision here.
Now the red dot system, the rail system, and the scope, they're compatible. Is this something that essentially if I buy a scope and I have this type of rail system, am I going to have the ability to put it in place on this particular
you can. Yeah, it comes available to be able to put on there, tighten down. There are going to be adjustments available to it. You'll need to take it to the range or take it to a gunsmith. If you buy it from me, I'll do it myself with a bore sight in the end of the barrel that shoots a laser beam out to the target. We do it at 25 yards. So you dial this in, and there are adjustments on this setup right here to be able to, there's a left and right adjustment and an up and down adjustment.
And is there a certain type of product for this particular system, or can you basically buy product that will fit that regardless?
These rails are pretty well interchangeable. So it's a Picatinny rail. Ours does have a patent on it because it has a slightly different system, but it's compatible with all other, the optics, things like that. It just allows them to grip onto the rail and stay more steadfast longer. Your typical open sights is what would normally come on something like this. Another feature on the rifles is your laser designator. And we talked about this. This is for this short barreled pistol setup that we have here, or the pistol setup. So you've got a light laser combination. I guess my finger is blocking the laser. There you go. There's your green laser. That's what you're talking about. If somebody's in your house or you see that on their chest, they're going to think twice about, this person is prepared for me. I'm not an innocent victim that I'm working on here. You know? And so that's where the deterrent comes in. Again, you got a flashlight combination that you can turn on there, helps light up the situation at night. Back to the pistol there. Flip up iron sights. That's something else that, whenever you have if I wanted to put a red dot sight on top of here, take this off, put the red dot on here. You can fold these sights down out of the way. These are battery powered. Some of them are solar powered, but sun's not always out at night.
I was going to ask you about that, the need to change batteries or charge, or what do you do there?
Yeah, some of these things will eat batteries. They have typically a long battery life on them. These are an instant on setup whenever you shake them on. So if they're riding around in your truck and it's moving around quite a bit, they're going to stay on. It's going to run the battery life down. So it's always good to keep it simple, stupid, and have iron sights on anything that you're going to have to defend your life with. So these flip up iron sights, they'll flip down out of the way when you don't need them. If everything goes haywire with your electronics and there's an EMP blast that goes off and you need to go old school, stick with your iron sights and you're still going to be. One of the nice things about that is you can add a flashlight to almost any gun, whether it be a home protection shotgun, a hunting rifle, pistol, as we saw in there. This one I like because it's bright. It's got a touchpad on it, so you don't have to reach up and grab a switch.
No.
This comes down and will set up on your bipod down here or on your forward grip, so you're able to shed a little light on the subject.
Absolutely, and that, again, is a good deterrent for someone who may be in your home that shouldn't be in your home.
Right. Again, back to where I don't see as well, and I certainly don't have the ability to see 300 yards, very accurately. So you go into a magnification situation. This will go from 2.5 times magnification to 10 times magnification. So something that's at 1,000 yards, you can move it up to where it's like at 100 yards. I can see better at 100 yards.
Much better, yeah.
Than I can at 1,000 yards. And if all else fails, this one also has a laser on it that will shoot 400 or 500 yards, daytime, nighttime. The green lasers are the way to go. I don't even sell red laser stuff anymore.
And why is that?
The red doesn't go as far. In a situation, if you're using it for in the woods, it gets lost in the trees, whereas the green is considerably brighter. It's just the green wavelength is better, so it'll go farther. It's brighter. Daytime doesn't affect it.
Better accuracy, all that good stuff.
Yeah, just go with there's a difference between a green laser and a red dot. The red dot doesn't project onto the target. It does it in just in the field of vision on the reticle or on the screen. So I quit selling anything that had red laser stuff on it. They just get lost. Whenever you want to get into, as we talked in the bolt action rifles, both of those had more of a magnification scope on it. This goes adjustable from 4 to 16 power. This one has 10 power. This one goes to 16.
Small telescope.
Yeah, pretty much. Great for shooting out 400, 500 yards even. And then if you get into long range shooting where you want to shoot over 1,000 yards, you just want to keep going up in magnification.
Right.
There are some scopes out there that are in the $10,000, $12,000 range. Swarovski Crystal makes a scope, a line of hunting scopes that are in the $4,500 to $12,000 range.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so you can invest as much in glass as you do or more than on the rifle that you're shooting. But again, to be able to hit 1,700 yards, which is, a mile, you're going to have good glass.
Yeah, and that's probably for someone who's really into maybe shooting as far as sport.
Yep.
And again, I guess you really kind of start to cross over into the sniper realm there.
Right. And I like long range shooting. I like to shoot, working on 1,000 yards right now, and then you move out to a mile, and there's shots out there that can reach well over right at 2 miles. There are guns and calibers. You
hear some pretty interesting stories as far as snipers that have taken some pretty amazing and yet very accurate shots.
Yep, you have to take into the curvature of the earth, the wind, the twist, all kinds of stuff. But just thought I wanted everybody to know that there are other options out there to enhance your vision as we age.
We're not saying you're blind as a bat. We're not saying you can't hit the broadside of a barn. We're just saying that sometimes there are some things out there to help you make it a little easier. In the gun shop with Tom Abbott here at Iron Eagle Tactical. KB and our great responsible gun ownership series continues on. What are we talking about next time, Tom?
We are going to work on our concealed carry stuff.
Very good.
Yep. We're gonna move into the concealed carry, the guns that we want to use for concealed carry and personal protection.
Very good. We'll do it next time on What's Burnin' right here with Tom Abbott and Iron Eagle Tactical on Lake TV.